All right, what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Unqualified. It's been a little while, but we wanted to kick this thing off the right way. So first and foremost, this episode is brought to you by Vitrine. Right now, we have a giveaway up on the app. All you got to do is download the app. It's completely free. Zion Williamson jersey. It's up right now. Download the app. Join the giveaway. What better way to get back into it than to bring in Anthony from Top Notch Sports. Anthony, what is up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, man? I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, bro. No, this is great. So I have been a member of the Top Notch Sports community for a while. I've probably left once or twice out of frustration, like most other people do. But I feel like I'm in it now consistently, so I'm feeling better about myself. But I truly believe that you guys have one of the best groups around on Facebook for sure. What made you guys get into breaking? Was it always a break group? Is that how you guys started, or was it something else? Like, I know you guys were doing the eBay consignments. Did the eBay consignments come first, or did you guys just jump right into breaks?
So actually, back in 2015, I got back into it. I was doing this as a teenager in like 2007 when I was 17.
Wow.
Back in the day when you used to do through the mail payments and all that. So I was one of the originals, and then I got out of it. You know, came at me, had a girlfriend, and wasn't really interested as much.
Right.
Got back into it in 2015. Anything collectible goes. Have you ever heard of that room?
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So back in 15, they didn't care what you posted. So I used to just randomly do breaks, and I wouldn't make any money. I just wanted to get back into it because I loved cards.
Right.
And it kind of took off. And what I noticed was the post that even though I was feeling really good in there, it just get lost. So I'm like, me, another buddy, Danny, in the community, and Joel, we all created a group. I named it, made a new group, and slowly went over to there.
Yeah.
And things kind of just blew up. The consignment didn't come until like 2 or 3 years, about 3 years ago. So it started with breaking.
Right.
We grew that room, built a community, and then it just kind of took off from there.
So were you an active member in break groups prior to this, or was your focus kind of just being a breaker?
Both. So what I noticed you had to do was you had to spend, obviously in life you have to spend money to make money in business.
Yeah.
So I was joining I was joining every single line imagined in every room just to get people to know my name. So
Right.
I would blow thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to look at the long-term goal of just getting people to know me, and then slowly getting those people into our group.
Yep.
So that's how it all started, and I still join stuff to this day. So
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, it's good because you're building a business. The business is being built by somebody who was in the hobby, right? You're active part of the break group. It's not like it's not a money grab, right?
Right.
You love it. You're passionate about it, and then you break off and you wind up starting your own thing, and that's how good things happen. So, how many members you guys have now in Top Notch?
About 8,000.
8,000. That's crazy.
I wish they were all active, but it's fun. It's funny. They come and go. I mean, guys that were joining stuff in 15, I still got those guys joining stuff now. We have guys that were joining then that got out of it for a bit, and then they see a post randomly and then turn back into it. So it all works out.
Yeah. So what do you find is like the hardest part about having that balance between like keeping it fun and like, lively and kind of community driven, but also you guys are running a business. Like you have to make money, you have to make a profit, you're employing people, right? How many employees do you guys have?
5.
Right.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 with me. So I employ 4 other people.
Right. So, those people expect to get paid, right? You have, you have product that you have to buy, that you have to lay money out for. You have, rent and everything else. So how do you balance that where you're trying to keep people engaged, but also you have to mark your stuff up, a certain percentage, right, for you guys to sustain, the business?
Right. When I first started working a normal job where it didn't matter if I made money or not with it. So I could give stuff away. I could mark things up, give stuff away. And if I didn't make much, it is what it is because I enjoyed it.
Right.
Now, quitting my job during COVID, and hiring people, buying a building, and just keeping up with the new changes in the industry, stuff away. We still do that type of stuff. Obviously, margins are thin now. Things are different. But you got to keep it fun. You got to keep people focused on things and entertained and whatnot. So I don't mind giving stuff away, even if my margins are even thinner than they are now.
Right.
You have to. I mean, you got to keep it fun. It's not. I try to look at it as a mindset. Want to always skunk it or not get anything. So if there's an additional feature that we could offer that potentially could save them from losing money and whatnot,
Right.
I try to do what makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why we run the consignment promos. That's why we run break promos. That's why we run giveaways. You have to.
Yeah, and that's got to be one of. I mean, nobody likes to lose money. Nobody likes to spend money and not get
Right.
anything in return, right? We understand that it's part of the business. It's part of the hobby. It's just what it
Right.
is. So dealing with the pressure of that, like, do you ever feel that pressure where it's like, man, like this one guy or this group of guys that maybe are spending a lot of money just aren't getting lucky right now. They're just not getting the hits that they're expecting based on the amount they're spending. And how do you kind of like balance that? Because people get angry.
Oh,
It's like, and I'm sure you
guys.
guys hear it, whether it's in messages or in other groups, people posting things. So it's like, how do you guys deal with that pressure of kind of, just keeping everybody level headed during rough streaks? Because it happens.
It's tough because like anything else. I mean, it's part of it's an addiction, but part of it is some people lose it, and that's why they don't mind joining. But I let it roll off. I mean, I've gained a lot of friends in this industry, especially guys that are in our group. I don't really look at them as customers. I look at them as friends. So seeing them get smoked, I feel bad.
Yeah.
There's guys that do spend a lot, and I try to be like, I'll give them a little bit of a discount because I feel bad. Or I mean, I had a couple guys I just mailed them stuff that they collect, and just randomly just to kind of lighten the blow a little bit, take it out
Yep.
of my collection, and just ship it to them to.
Right.
And they honestly, once you go a day or so after,
Yeah.
it lightens the blow a little bit. And when you
It
get
does.
something
Yeah.
when you get something in the mail, you're like, all right, cool. I appreciate the little gesture. I mean, any
Right.
little thing helps. But
Yeah.
trust me,
For sure. Yeah.
I also join this stuff. I know the risk going in. I know
100%.
the end game of it. I love it. So
Well, I think that's the thing too. Like, you would think that everybody understands you don't control what comes out of that box, right? Sometimes you get a big case, and I've heard you say it, you'll be like, man, that just wasn't a great case. Like, it just happens, but the expectation is, well, if I spend more money, I'm going to wind up hitting something bigger. And that's just not the case.
not
And it
no.
sucked. I felt that way too. I'm like, man, I'm throwing all this money out here. Oh, you know what? Today I'm gonna buy a big team and I'm just gonna go for it. And then you wind up getting skunked and you're like, all right, what the hell am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I could have just bought in a bunch of fatals and maybe hit, maybe not. But maybe I wouldn't
But you
have
come back for more, don't you?
I come back for more every time.
Hey,
Every
we
time.
love it's the industry. We love it.
Right.
You wouldn't be joining it. It's not. A lot of people think it's just fully gambling. And it is, but to a point, like going to the casino or going to a sporting event, you're spending money for entertainment.
And you're doing it with
It's
your friends. You're doing it with people that are, because you guys, even though it is a larger community, Top Notch is its own community, just
and
like
that's
some of the other guys are. Like all these other businesses. You guys are building a community where you'll have like an influx of people at some point. Then you'll have people that leave, but you'll always have those core Top Notch loyalists. That are always going to play with you guys, and that's great. But that's what you guys are building this stuff for. I think one of the things that, do you feel like you guys get an influx of new people when you hit something big and you post it and it winds up like getting shared? Like, do you think that that's kind of driving a lot of people to you guys?
so. I used to think that, but I don't think that truly matters. We pulled a Mantle knob out of tier one, I think 2 years ago. The thing blew up. Tops reposted it.
Mm.
Really gain anything out of it. I used to think that it mattered, but here's the deal: people on Facebook, if it's on an app, if they're there, they'll join other ways, not because of something they see. I used to think that it mattered, but I truly don't think it matters. I think it's people talking about the community. People, if they like something that they see in the group, they'll invite their friends. Or we get people. I just a couple people today from eBay. People I send out a business card all the time. We gain people from there, and it's just word of mouth. I don't think it really matters about the hits.
Yeah, yeah. What was that mantle? One of the bigger ones that you guys have ever pulled?
Uh,
What was the
uh,
biggest that you
so
can
the
remember?
money amount. I mean, at the time it wasn't worth a lot, but during COVID it was the 2017 National Treasures Patrick Mahomes RPA to 25. I think during the peak it was like 250 plus $1,000.
Wow.
And John, the guy that works for me, actually was joining breaks. That's how I met him, and then he ended up later on working for me, but he hit it and got rid of it for like $2,000.
Wow.
But we hit like Brady one of one tag autos that sold for $100,000 plus. I mean, I pulled a couple years ago a LeBron RPA. I mean, it wasn't a big card. It's not. It's SPX. It's not like one of the best, but
Right.
it's a bigger name, bigger card. That I mean, there's a lot of different cards that we pulled over the years. But probably the Mahomes RPA is one of the biggest.
What was the biggest card that ever got consigned through you guys? Was that one of them? Like any of the ones you just mentioned, or
No, we didn't consign any of those. The biggest card that we've consigned, man, that's tough to even say. I mean, during the peak, I know we were selling some Luca rookies for like 70, $80,000 on eBay. Yeah, so I don't think we've hit anything for 100,000. But during COVID, it was crazy.
was eBay doing their authenticity program back
N-
then?
Nope,
No, right?
nope.
So
That just started a few years ago,
right.
a couple
So
years ago.
when you guys were selling big cards like that, I mean, there had to be some level of, discomfort shipping something like that to
Oh
just
yeah,
some random person, right? So how did you guys go about that process to protect yourselves? Or, what could you have done?
really was no protection. People always think that insurance and signature and all that matter. It doesn't matter. Insurance, I think, is one of the obviously biggest scams. But at the end of the day,
100%.
I'll be like straightforward. At the time during COVID, we were making so much money hand over fist that I didn't feel any discomfort at the time because it was so easy that if something were to get lost, it would suck,
You could
but
cover it.
I could cover it.
Right.
I would take the money, I would overnight it. I would take the extra money that it would cost out of my pocket and
Hmm.
just make sure that was always my biggest thing was overnighting something because it's instant gratification knowing that something's delivered.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to pay the extra money out of some. I still honestly, I still do it today. If we sell, like we sold a Curry card for 38,000 or whatever it sold for, I ate the extra money and I overnighted it.
Yeah.
So it's like that I'm okay with doing. Because
Well, that's peace of mind for you guys, right? Because it's
yes,
less time that it's
yes,
in the post office hands or UPS. Just
yep,
get it overnight tomorrow. You know it's going to get there.
yep,
I've done that too. I'd rather overnight something 9 times out of 10
yep,
than watch it snail mail going from here to Atlanta. Then all of a sudden it's in
yep.
Ohio and then it's here. And you're like, what is going on with this thing?
Right,
You know?
right.
So, yeah, it's definitely worth the peace of mind for sure. Um, but what do you got? What do you see happening? Obviously, COVID, massive boom, right? What do you see happening with break groups, specifically with you guys, kind of like moving forward? Do you see yourselves, because you got to keep things fresh, right? I mean, obviously, there's new product that comes out all the time, but is there anything that you guys are looking to do either soon or maybe things that you have thought of that are going to kind of come with the evolution of these break groups?
Honestly, man, it's so tough to see. It's hard to tell. We've tried doing apps. We were on Fanatics Live with another group. We loved it. We loved the instant gratification. I did whatnot. I love the instant gratification, but I'm past the point of putting the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week time in there. I put my time in. I have a family. I try to explain that to a lot of people. The bottom dollar to my goal isn't to become rich.
Right.
We've made money over the years. I put money away. I have investments. Um, Obviously, we're a business. We need to make money to sustain and survive, and we want to be here for the long haul. But at the end of the day, I'm content to a point with what we got. So I don't
Yeah.
really want to. I really don't want to go to these apps. I'm not that type of screaming, obnoxious chat throwing. I'm not that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the community that we built on Facebook. It's sad to see a lot of people leave or not be able to make it. Um, but my biggest thing is I truly think with what we've built with the grading and consignment and the website, it kind of I'm not trying to say like keeps people in, but it does. It keeps people
It absolutely.
in the group. Like,
Yep.
see us going anywhere. We thought about doing eBay Live. They invited us to do that, but again, I don't want to hire more people. Be worrying about 24/7 thing. I don't want that. If I was
Yeah.
going to do that, if I was going to do that, I would have opened up a shop. And I don't even want to do that.
Hmm.
So it's more the content thing. I think Facebook is on its last leg because of the apps, the instant gratification. But you still have those people that Facebook they don't want to pay the extra taxes or
Yeah.
deal with the extra crap on the apps. And honestly, it's a trustworthy thing. people trust us. They've known
Yeah.
us. We've been around forever. So if I could slowly get new people into our group over time and just sustain what we're doing, build the consignment a little bit, build the grading a little bit, and just like even keel flow and just and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything to change it.
Right. Right.
If it's not broke, don't there's no reason to.
No, no,
Um,
no. And I think that you guys are kind of like the older guys that have been in this for a while on Facebook are kind of like grandfathered in to
right,
Facebook because Facebook wasn't built for this, right? We use it as a platform
right,
because of the exposure that you get. So a newer breaker, I think they kind of have to go the
yep,
fanatics route. You got to go the whatnot route. You have
yep,
to do that because Facebook isn't built for it, but you guys have done such a good
yeah,
job of, maintaining, your customer base and, the way you guys do things, you have loyalists that are going to stay with you guys.
right,
So I can't see a new breaker being like, oh, I got to start a Facebook group. No, they're going to
yeah.
start fanatics and
It's
whatnot.
very difficult to get people on Facebook to join stuff because they're so used to the groups they're in. They don't want you know how it is. People don't like change. So it's
No,
like
no,
they're content with what they got. Another big aspect with Facebook is you don't need to pay right away. When it fills, you pay.
yeah,
People don't like their money out waiting on an app that may not even fill till the next day. At least if ours don't fill till the next day, they could pay the next day.
right,
People don't like tying up their money, so like
yeah, true.
there's a lot of different variables that will keep Facebook alive. A lot of people said that it's going to die because of Fanatics Live and whatnot. It's not going to change.
No, I don't see it either. I don't see that happening. I can tell you one way you don't get somebody to join your group, randomly friend request me, and then immediately send me a
Yep.
send me an
Oh,
invite to your group.
it
They don't
used to
know.
happen all the time.
I'm never joining. It's just never gonna happen. It's just not I'm not gonna do it. And it happens all the time. Like it'll be like, oh, I got mutual friends. Maybe they want to message me because usually you friend request somebody, then your messages kind of go towards the top and they don't get put in like spam.
Right.
So I always think it's that. 9 times out of 10, the second you accept that invite, boom, you get that invite request into their group.
Yep.
It's so sick. Sick. But then sometimes I will jump in the group and it's like 50 people and you're like, all right, I see what you're doing. You're trying to build up, through that route. But yeah, I don't see anything happening with that. I mean, with Fanatics, obviously, everybody thinks it's, just taking over the fucking world, right? Do you see anything that Fanatics is doing that is kind of either helping push people towards you guys, or do you feel like they're doing something that might take away from the hobby itself of breaking? Do you think they're doing anything like that's kind of like putting like a negative light on it? Because I see a lot of people that cry about whatnot.
Right.
They bitch about all these whatnot. Oh, whatnot's a scam, this and that. So do you think that by people like Fanatics or whatnot allowing these breakers to continue to do these kind of like shisty, shady business practices, that it's going to turn people away from breaking, which is really just going to pull people away from everybody for the most part?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know?
I'll just be
Not to
straight.
shit on Fanatics. I'm not shitting on anybody
I
in particular,
listen.
but
I was gonna put a little disclaimer out there. I'm not shitting on Fanatics either when I'm about to say this.
no, no, no. It's just anybody that comes into it.
But my big thing with Fanatics, I'll give you the pros and cons.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing with the interaction with these athletes. Um, just like you're in the autographs. I'm in the autographs. I
Yep.
love that type of stuff. I used to meet famous people, get their autographs, sell them for a living and a hobby and all that. But anything they touch, I just feel like it ruins it. Like they've gotten to the autograph field, they
Oh,
overdo it. They get into anything that they get into, they think they're helping, but instead they're just monopolizing and they're just taking control and making as much money as possible. As a business owner, I get it. But
sure.
as a hobby,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not good for the hobby.
Right.
Cornering the market, and here's the deal. If all these companies would just say, "Hey, we all can make money hand over fist together. Let's all have a license. Let's all compete against each other. Let's all put out products. It'd be a better place for this industry."
But they
But
can.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's the greed and
There's enough money to be made. There are enough people
yeah,
out there that are going to spend money.
yeah,
Everybody can do it without, stealing from other people and kind of monopolizing. I mean, for me personally, like, because, I am such a big fan of like sending in for autographs and stuff like
right,
that. As soon as I see that an autograph signing is coming up and that person is a Fanatics exclusive, I'm like, oh, man, you got to be kidding me. Because I know I'm not going to get the inscriptions that I want. I know that I'm not going to be able to sign, unlicensed, items I can't send in. Maybe I'm working on a project and now they won't sign it because it's
yep,
not licensed. That's the part that like absolutely kills me.
Right,
I
because
hate.
you're a collector. Even me, I mean, I collect autographs too. There's when I still meet famous people to this day to get their autographs. Some I keep, some I sell. And the biggest example is Kevin Durant.
I was
Once
just gonna
Kev
say, I remember the Kevin
once
Durant. Yeah,
what oh, I met Kevin Durant and he was the nicest human being in on the face of this
yeah,
would sign anything you had. He retweeted me back after and granted, I was selling stuff, doing it for a living. I kept some of it.
right.
And to go down the road later on and see how he is now, and it's because of Fanatics.
Yeah,
And and I can't really talk shit because we were selling it. So it's like I get the whole thing. I get the business. But
right.
as a human being, listen, we paid $2,000 for floor seats. We're underneath the tunnel when they're leaving the arena. I have a $16,000 game used or our Western Conference Finals jersey.
Yep, yep,
Like I was more genuinely excited to get it signed, and I honestly I probably would have held on to it for a while.
yep.
But after that interaction with him, I saw how he changed, and I'm telling you right now, anybody could say what they want, but it's because of Fanatics.
Right.
So that's why I got rid of it. But I mean, other guys, Victor Wembanyama, he doesn't touch a marker in person. Why? Because of Fanatics. All these guys.
Yeah. Look at Otani.
See, even before Fanatics, I'm sure he still did it, but he was a little bit tougher because, I mean, those Japanese guys, they're tough. They are.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah, for sure. But now
but
look at the stuff that Fanatics has on their website. I mean, anything Dodger related, you're pretty much getting it from Fanatics because there's
oh
almost
yeah,
no Dodger stuff out there. But now that
100%.
Dodger stuff, a signed jersey, what are you going to spend? 60 grand? You know, on something game used Dodgers or something like that? Like it's crazy, you know?
It is wild. It's again, it just it makes me read on that side of things, and I like I said, I get it. It's a business, but slowly weeding out the smaller people to one for the hobby, enjoying it. They can't really enjoy it because one, it's not affordable on that aspect. Like no one's going to buy. No kid is going to go buy an Otani for 5 grand.
No, no.
It's just it's gotten out of hand.
Even his
It
basic
really has.
autograph, and I understand that his trajectory is just, to the moon,
Oh
but
yeah,
even a basic autograph now, 1,800 bucks, 25, 2,500 bucks, like
right.
it's crazy. It's just
It's
completely
crazy.
unaffordable. And those are the guys that young kids are going to look up to. They're going to look up to the superstars. And
Right.
when it's not attainable, when you go to a game and you expect, to meet them, shake their hand or get an
Yep.
autograph and they walk right by you, that's very discouraging, to a young kid. For me, I don't give a shit. If I want something, I'll buy it. I'm
Right,
not
right,
gonna
right.
buy something crazy like that, but, at least I can afford to do it. I'm older. But for a young kid, I feel like it's very discouraging, to have somebody just blow right by you with their headphones on, like you don't even exist, and that's
So
what you see
so
happen.
so just to make this short, or not even really make it short, but just to get the answer to that question in a nutshell is I love what they do with the players, but I also think they are semi ruining our card industry.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Um, Speaking of cards, so what brands or products that you guys, because obviously you guys get the best of the best stuff anyway, but is there anything that you feel like you post and people just don't jump in and you're like, why are people not jumping into this? This is such an underrated product. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Like, what's the most underrated product that you think you guys have tried to push that maybe just didn't move the way you thought it would?
Honestly, I don't know about underrated. Here's the deal. I'm very old school as far as you see me post the old school breaks. That's what
Mhm.
I love.
Yeah, that
That's
stuff's good.
what that I know it's a little bit pricier and the risk is a lot risk reward is there.
Sure.
People don't understand it because they're so used to the downtowns and the shiny stuff.
Yep, yep, yep.
And so in my mind, any old school box that we post should feel like this.
Hmm.
Just we posted '07 Premier Football. It felt like
Yeah.
this. Some products will not. Like still old school Sterling baseball. That should fill quick.
Yep.
Though the discouraging part, the old school stuff for me, because I broke it on YouTube back in the day, and I know the potential of possible big cards are there, and people just don't realize it.
Hmm.
But I'm different. I'd rather put more money into the old stuff and risk that than the new stuff. But it is what it is. It's tough to put things in perspective now. Like I mean, update for example. I know there's a trillion cards made in that set, but
Mm.
to see something new slowly fill, that's the discouraging part. But I also have to look if it's priced right, if it makes sense. Obviously, now with how prices are. It tells you what makes sense. People join what makes sense. If it makes sense, it fills. So I get a little nervous, but a little like antsy when when stuff takes a little bit of time. But
Well, yeah.
when stuff goes quick, I know customers know what they're doing. They
Yep.
all they gravitate to what makes sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. So speaking of old school stuff, so if you had to break any product any year, what would be the one thing where you would kill to do it?
I mean,
Any
I
product,
I
anything
mean,
you could break.
I mean, obviously, 52 tops would be the
Oh well, yeah,
would be
yeah,
everyone's thing. If I
everybody,
could
yeah.
put that off to the side, if there was any product that if I could just
Like
get a
money not being an issue as far as
yeah,
like buy-ins, things like
yeah,
that. Like just
yeah.
you being able to break
If
it.
yeah, 0304 exquisite, 100%.
Okay,
There's not another product in this world that I would want to open right now than other than 52 tops, which put that off to the
obviously, yeah,
side. You
right.
put that off to the side. 0304 exquisite basketball. You have
Okay.
to.
Okay. I'm not I mean, I don't I'll jump in basketball stuff just because I jump in everything, but
Right.
I definitely lean baseball,
Oh, I get it.
football, stuff like that,
I
but
mean, if you're going baseball and it's not 52 tops, I'll be honest, that's a tough question.
yeah.
It's weird because basketball, you don't have to be into it to understand the potential for 100 plus $1,000 cards.
Right.
And
Right.
obviously, I'm from the Cleveland area, so LeBron obviously
Right, yeah.
has been big to us. So pulling something like that is just going back in time and opening something like that is something that I would do in a heartbeat.
And yeah, and I do feel like the newer baseball stuff, there's a lot to understand about opening, about
Oh
jumping
yeah,
into break, right? Prospects, how old they are, what tier they're in, I guess, in their, kind of prospect life, right? Like
right,
if they're a tier one guy, a tier two, are they a sleeper? There's so many variables that go into picking a team and hoping for the best player. I mean, I'll do it. I'll look at like cheat sheets and stuff like that to
right.
kind of get an idea of, who's who and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to open up something older where the LeBrons, the Kobe's, the
Right.
Jordans, those kind of guys are available.
As far as baseball, I mean, obviously, I just bought that Ruth relic. That's
Yeah.
the pro
Right.
honestly, if you could find a box of that, I would kill to open up that.
Okay.
To go
Yep.
back in time, 2005 Absolute Baseball, impossible to find. If I could find one, I would love to. I love like I said, I love the old school products. It's a nostalgia thing for me. I was a kid opening that stuff. So it's like if I can go back in time and pull one of those Ruth relics or a chance to do it,
Mm,
that's his card for 20 plus $1,000. That's like an like iconic potential moment that
for sure. Yeah.
for baseball, I would go back in a heartbeat to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously you're a business guy, right? You buy things, you sell things. Do you have anything that's in your collection that would be nearly impossible? I mean, everything has a number, but is
Yeah.
there anything that just like, man, it would take so much to peel this thing out of my hands, whether it's a card or something autographed or whatever? Like, is there anything that's in your PC that you feel like would be tough to move?
No, I would sell anything. It's
I
weird,
hear
like,
you. Yeah.
the stuff I mean, the stuff I love is the Beatles stuff, the Paul McCartney
Yes.
autographs,
Yep.
that I
Love
mean,
the
now it's one of those things where it's like, if I buy a card, people always joke around with me like, "Oh, it's gonna be for sale next week because
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Yeah.
impatient. I mean, listen, there's a lot of money tied up in everything that I have, so it's like just like I just bought the quad autograph yesterday.
Yep.
I have the money to do it, but, like, if I can move 1 or 2 cards and just go up to that bigger grail,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I would do that in a heartbeat. Everything's always for sale because I could always get something better that I want. That's the thing. Stuff harder to get off of me, I probably won't unless I got a premium. There's really not anything that I would like, "Nope, not for sale, would never sell it in a million years, I'll die with it." That to me, it's not realistic because if the offer is too good to be true,
Everything has yeah.
you
No,
gotta
everything
move.
has to have a price. Has to. Has to. And I've done that a lot. I mean, there's some things where I look back and I'm like, man, at that time, I really wish that I didn't sell whatever it was. But then I think about it, I'm like, well, I did use that money to buy this. I used this money to put towards that. So it's never been a situation where I've sold something because I absolutely needed to sell it. And now I wish that I had it back. I always put it into something else that I've got going on. So
I think that's a way that everyone has to look at things. Well, I see people all the time like, "Well, I'll go to the grave with that." You can get rid of that. You can move it up to something better that you can enjoy.
yeah.
It's just I don't know.
And I definitely have some things in my collection where I'm like, do I really need that? I'm not a huge fan of this person, so why do I have this thing? And then I'll start thinking about it. I'm like, well, if I could sell this thing for 4 grand, 5 grand, I could take that money and I could put it toward this. Or, oh, we're going on vacation next month anyway. So why don't I just sell it and just use that money
Right,
to pay for the vacation instead of me taking it out of my pocket? So there's always things like that where you can kind of,
right,
justify moving some items and stuff like that. I don't even know if I have anything in my collection. I mean, I have things that I want to hold on to a little bit longer,
right.
like some of like my Otani rookie autos and stuff like that. Like I really feel like I want to hold on to those for a little bit more because I see that trajectory, you know, going to the moon or wherever it's going to
Oh,
wind
yeah.
up bursting. But so there's definitely some things like that. But as far as anything where I have like a super emotional attach, I mean, I have some emotional, attachment to things that, like when my aunt passed away, I found some stuff. She was a Yankee fan. I found some stuff in her house. It's like a Jorge Posada signed card, a Don Mattingly signed card, things like that. Am I ever going to sell them? No, that's the stuff that I'm just going to hold on
Right,
to
right.
forever just because of that sentimental value. But pretty much anything else can get the hell out of here.
When it comes to something like that, where it draws a line for me of not moving something, because that type, like my son, or my wife took my son to my buddy's card shop, and for Father's Day one year, they got me a Jose Ramirez card. I know he's not valuable. He's like
You should
my
be.
favorite. He should be. He's
He's
my
so
favorite.
good.
He's
So
so
good.
good. He's my favorite player on the Guardians. But the things where it's like, one, you're never gonna get life changing money out of it, and for two, my son got it for me. I'm never gonna sell it.
Right. Right. I'm actually surprised he hasn't won an MVP yet. I think he's so good.
Dude, he is so good. He is. I
He's
w-
underrated for sure.
I I I
I don't know
wish
if it's because he's in Cleveland or whatever, but he's
Oh,
underrated.
it's if he was a Yankee, I mean, he would be
Yeah.
the next icon of. I mean, he's so good, and he took a pay cut. He
Yeah.
wants to stay here, so, like, players don't do that anymore. So
No.
it's just
No.
it's an MVP, obviously, you're the most valuable player of your team. That's what he's the, like, most valuable player to the Guardians. I mean, he should win an MVP at some point,
Oh, if he
but
got hurt and he wasn't a part of that
oh,
team,
dude, that
they're
team,
garbage.
yeah.
Garbage.
So I think they need to look into the most valuable to a team type thing rather than
That's always
popularity, 50 home runs, and all that crap. Like,
it's always gonna be the argument, right? Because then when the guy
yeah,
loses, it's like, well, you look at a guy like Cal Riley, right? And it's like, yes, is he the most valuable player to that team? Absolutely. Do I think Aaron Judge would just had a better season overall? Yes, but Cal was arguably, I mean, obviously he was one of the best players in baseball, but if he was not on that team this year, he got hurt or missed some time. I don't that team doesn't do what they're doing.
I think the Yankees, they have overall
And Judge is
players that
Judge is
could perform. Yeah,
right.
Judge is one of the best players in baseball, but
Yeah.
I think even without him, they would find ways to win. There's teams that won't do that with their players, like the Indians or the Seattle. Like, so that's one thing that really bothered me, because Jose should at some point in his life win an MVP.
100% should. Look at the Dodgers, right? Anytime Otani wins, everybody's going to look at that and say, well, was he really the most valuable player to that team? Because if he gets hurt, they're fine. They'll figure it out. They've got next man up. They've got the deepest lineup, the deepest,
Oh yeah,
rotation. So it's like, is he actually the most valuable player to his team? I mean, yes, he is the best player on that
oh
team.
yeah, right.
But if he's hurt, they're fine. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's teams that they have that player that even if they're hurt, they'll figure it out because they're so deep.
Right. And they just freed up like 85 million this offseason, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Look, yeah, I mean, obviously, you being a LeBron fan, how do you feel about the whole super team kind of thing that's been put around him, for his career? Because obviously the Dodgers are a super team. I mean, there's no getting around that. They've spent a ridiculous amount of money. They've got
Right.
all these deferred payments and things like that. And I think that's that one part of LeBron's legacy that people keep like pointing to, when it becomes that Jordan, Kobe,
They're
LeBron kind of debate.
they're not wrong. I mean, I didn't like it when he teamed up with superstars to make a super team, because that's just long term. I wouldn't say ruin the NBA, but like now everybody sees different teams trying to do it, or they
Yeah.
try to do it. It's weird. Growing up watching LeBron play and having nobody on his team and still make a final, it's like
Oh, sick. Sick.
I think it's a better story than him winning a championship and having like a 3-man
Yeah, Bosh
superstar
and
team.
Wade.
Like, yeah, I mean, he was doing things with Mo Williams, Eric Snow, uh, Sasha Pavlovich,
Yeah.
like the guys that
J.R.
stars.
Smith, guys like
JR,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's just
I
like,
mean, yeah, when they won, what was it? Iman Shumpert, I think
yeah,
was on that team, right?
I mean, there's are you talking about the team they won in the 16 team?
The one they won,
Yeah,
yeah.
J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, like, what other big guys that were superstars were there? Like,
Nobody.
it wasn't there.
I
It
think
was
that
just
was his most impressive the most impressive thing he's done was
I mean,
take that
he
team.
had Kyrie.
Yes, yeah. But,
Really
I would but I wouldn't consider that a super team. I mean, him and Kyrie just running
no,
the
no,
floor,
no.
you know?
Was Kyrie good then? 100%. He could have started and been the number one guy anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's not like Durant, like having like three big superstars on a team, or Wade, Shaq, and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep,
that's
yep.
just crazy to me. But
Oh, it's nuts.
baseball, I mean, I'm torn on that. It's like these little market teams still
Oh,
perform so good,
I
and
know.
then you got teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees that have all the money in the world. It's like then you get the argument of people saying, "Well, your team should have money. If they had money, they could do the same thing." It's not realistic. It
No.
can't happen. The Oakland Athletics
Everybody can't be
were
spending $700 million a
yeah,
year.
it's just not. It Thing, oh, your owners are cheap. No, some of them are, but they
They
don't.
definitely are.
They're
Yeah.
not. They're not spending the money the Yankees are spending. It just doesn't make sense.
No. But they're also not making the money the Yankees are making. They're not
That's
making the money the Dodgers are making. So you can't expect them
exactly,
to spend that kind of
exactly,
money.
exactly. So at that point, like there should be some sort of cap, no deferment in payments. Like they're just beating
Oh,
around like
that deferment thing was just like it was almost like they found this loophole and they exploited the shit out of it, and everybody was just like, how is this even possible? They have $1 billion deferred. That's nuts.
it's
And obviously
crazy.
they have two World Series to go along with it. So now it looks like, they did the right thing. But, I'm wondering how that's going to move, how that's going to kind of push that needle moving forward,
Right.
maybe the next, collective bargaining agreement and things like that, like how that's going to change things, because obviously the CBA, they're going to want the players to get as much money as possible.
Right.
So they don't care. They just like spend, spend, spend. Nobody, they don't give a shit. But I think for the game itself, I agree. I would like to see some kind of cap or something. It's
The
getting out of
money,
hand.
yeah, the money's crazy for what these players are making, but it is what it is. It's crazy.
God bless them. If I could hit a baseball, I'd want that money too. But I
They did
can't.
it. They did a thing where it was pitcher versus batter, and it was I forget who was pitching versus Otani, and there. Did you see the running totals of what they were making at during
Yes,
the at
it was.
bat? And he struck Otani out, and Otani made like it was like $94,000, and the other guy made like 5,000 or 10,000 or
It
whatever
was
it was. It was
the kid on Toronto. Yes,
yeah,
Yescovich. Yes,
Yasovich or whatever,
yeah,
Savage
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah, it was like
yeah,
15,000 versus 100 and something thousand or whatever it was.
yeah.
It was
When he was at
insane.
like 30 cents, Otani was at like 3 grand.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, listen, for me, Otani, I think he's by the time it's all said and done, he's got to be considered the
The
greatest player of
best
all time.
baseball player to ever live.
It's just what he's doing, what he can do on both sides of the ball is just it's nuts. And there's a reason why we have not seen anybody else do it, because it is so hard
Oh yeah.
to dedicate yourself to two things and excel the way he does in both of them.
Imagine if he didn't get hurt,
Oh,
needed surgery. The
nuts.
numbers would be absolutely insane.
Astronomical. Yep. And yeah, he's a little bit. I mean, obviously, and he started later too. You know,
Right.
as opposed to a lot of these prospects that come up and stuff like that. So to see his numbers now and where they are for such a, I mean, kind of like Ichiro. Ichiro was a similar thing. He just kind of came out the gate and just boom, just took off.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, it's crazy what these guys are making. It's nuts. All right, so we're pretty much at the end of what I had. Was
Yep.
there anything else you wanted to mention, or
Honestly, I don't think so. I think we covered a lot. I mean, obviously, we're one in the same. We're in the same industry. We also like the autograph industry. So to hop on with you and do something like this, love it. I wish other people did it because I would watch it too.
yes. That was awesome. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah.
So everybody can find you on Facebook, right? And what else? You guys have Twitter or anything like that? Do you guys post on?
Just Facebook and Instagram. Really, what it is. Instagram, we just post our hits, post mail days and so like my collection and stuff.
Yep.
And then obviously we promote consignment cards, the bigger cards. We post pictures in the stories and kind of promote those and whatnot. But or you can just go to topnotchsportsclub.com, see the consignment and grading portion of our business, and that's really it.
And I love the consignment part where you can sign into your account and you can see everything that's live. You see all the pricing, everything's like super transparent, and it's nice to be able to go on there and see everything kind of just consolidated into one place, as opposed to going on eBay and searching for your
Yep.
stuff. So I love that aspect of the site. I thought that was a great addition for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah, everything's in live
Yeah.
time. You could see, you could cash out literally within 5 seconds of something being paid. So
I just did it. I did my Brock
and
Bauer.
you were paid out within a few minutes. Not
Yeah,
even.
easily. Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. All right, so Facebook, Instagram, and eBay, Top Notch Sports Club. And thank you so much for jumping on, man. This was great, and we'll definitely do this again soon.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, appreciate it. All right, take care.